This was market demand schedule for apples. Now next we begin with the demand curve, which actually is the graphical presentation of the law of demand. And law of demand, you already know that when other factors remain constant, when the price rises the demand falls, and the price falls then the demand rises, is known as the law of demand. Now law of demand can be presented in the form of two curves, the individual demand curve as well as the market demand curve. So individual demand curve is presented with the help of individual demand schedule, and market demand curve is presented with the help of market demand schedule. Okay, now first of all, let's understand. Basically, it shows the different quantities of the good which a consumer again is willing to buy at different prices during a given period of time, and market demand curve shows different quantities of goods which all the consumers in the market are willing to buy at different prices during a specified period of time. So this is basically the diagram of a consumer's demand is individual demand curve. Diagram showing the total market demand is the market demand curve. Now, to explain you the concept of market demand curve using individual demand curve, the question generally comes like this: how do we derive the market demand curve using individual demand curves? Then in that case, this is how you have to go about it, using a diagram. So I'll show you individually through the diagram. So if you remember, we had drawn this individual demand schedule which had shown the price and the quantity demanded for apples by consumer A. This was by consumer A. Now, if we take this information and draw this curve, if you can see carefully in this diagram, this is the diagram showing the demand curve for consumer A. If you can see carefully out here, this is DA, demand curve for consumer A, which is showing the price and the quantity demanded at various points A, B, C and D. At point A, if you see, price is 10, and at price 10 the quantity demanded of apples is 1, if you can see above in this schedule. Then when the price is 9, the quantity demanded is 2. At point C, if you see, when the price is 8, the quantity demanded is 3. And at point D, when the price is 7, the quantity demanded is 4. So if you join all these points, it will form a curve which is known as demand curve for consumer A, and this is the demand curve for consumer A. Household A. HHA here means the consumer A.